Welcome back, everyone. It's April 23rd, 2020. I'm Jerry Hall, and here are my thoughts from Costa Rica. A quick look at the digital asset market space. A little green, not a lot to talk about, but green is good. Quick look at gold. Gold's getting a little bit of a bounce. I think the thing to pay attention to with gold is momentum. I don't think you'll see radical rates of change like we saw in mid-March. I think you'll either see steady increase or a slight incremental drop to the downside. I think the big swings in gold have worked themselves out. Let's hope so. I want to draw your attention to this. This is the Deutsche Bank Global Transition Banking, transitioning into the future of securities post-trade. A quick search for Deutsche Bank, transitioning into the future of securities post-trade, PDF will be where you can find this on the internet. A few other people have covered this. I saw the Digital Asset Investor cover it. I'm not going to go into the details of it. I think if you're interested, you'll read it yourself. What I want to draw your attention to is page 18. Oops. And my technical skills are on display for all of you to see. Page 18 here in the conclusion. This is, to me, the most powerful element of this. I want to read just a couple of sentences for you. In the third paragraph, custodians will evolve. In addition to servicing traditional assets, they will also service crypto assets. Fourth paragraph, to conclude, technology has always been at the core of the security services industry. All right. Now, last paragraph, second after the comma. There is no doubt that all of the drivers noted in this paper will need to converge to affect change. There's a lot of moving parts in this, folks. A lot of moving parts. Again, I don't believe there's a chartist out there that can tell you when it's going to pop. But I believe consensus of those who study this space will say it's not if, it's when. Now, why is that important? We've talked about that many times. All right, when could be 20 years from now? Well, that's true. That's true. Highly unlikely, but true. Let's take a look, a little historical retrospective here to kind of frame this a little bit. Amazon is clearly a company whose story has been about innovation and leveraging technology to serve a use case, and through the efficient servicing of that use case has been able to gain adoption. Now, once Amazon was only an online bookstore, but through innovation, addressing other verticals that their core competencies gave them a foundation to enter, has created an absolute behemoth. Amazon has had its ups and downs, but I think it's fairly safe to say that Amazon is firmly rooted in the way many of our verticals in commerce has changed. I don't believe Amazon is going away anytime soon. Will their valuation fluctuate as competitors come into the space? Absolutely. that's what competition does. But when you follow the power laws and you understand that capital flows to value, and it doesn't matter if it's Amazon as opposed to retail for the acquisition of the very same product, or the guy that builds a better mousetrap. Capital flows to value. Now, onto this topic here. There has much been said and speculated upon in the Miguel Vias leaving Ripple Twitterverse, Instagramverse, Facebook. My dear old Aunt Ruth called from her landline yesterday and asked, is it true? Is Miguel Vias really leaving Ripple? Here's the thing. I don't know. When I go to this LinkedIn page, which seems to be the source of all of this rumor mill, conjecture, speculation, I'm not entirely convinced that this is real. Now it says 500 plus connections. That's the only element of this page that gives me any real insight. The rest of it, I have no idea. Anybody can make a LinkedIn page with an email address and put whatever they want on it. So all of this stuff about the history, his activity, where he worked, clips from videos he's done, all this stuff is public knowledge. The one element of this that gives it any kind of validity is this little section right here, 500 plus connections. But I'm not sure this is actually accurate. It could be, it may not be. I'm keeping an open mind. I'm keeping my eyes and ears open. I don't know. And the truth is, I don't know what impact it will have on Ripple going forward. Sure, Ripple's value proposition is in its actual technology, the software that allows the value to be saved, the value in its speed, transparency, security for its customers. But there's another element to value, and it's the relationships. For 3.5 years, this man has been on the phone, in person, video conferencing those that are creating the market for XRP to be used in an enterprise ecosystem for the world's FIs, financial institutions, banks, corporates, to move value around the globe. There's a value to those relationships that have nothing to do with the tech, that have everything to do with that interpersonal relationship. Time will tell. I go to Miguel's Twitter, and this I do know is him. It is fairly easy to see if you go through this that this is Miguel Vias. Too many timestamps going back too far to say that this is a phony Twitter account. We see the November 4th tweet. Still at Ripple, guys. No plans to go anywhere else. Too much work to do. So here's where I'm holding this. I'm holding it with an open mind. I hope that you will also. And even if Miguel did leave and he's off to greener pastures, it doesn't change the value proposition in the tech for Ripple Net. And it has absolutely zero effect on the XRP ledger. Capital will always flow to value in the end. Remember what we saw about Amazon. Keep in mind that although the market price in digital assets don't always reflect the actual value being created by the underlying technology and ecosystem being built. Those are my thoughts, folks. I hope you have a wonderful time despite all of the madness. So until tomorrow, Pura Vida.